Welcome to this overview of Sonar. My name is Gavin Jolliffe and I'm one of the co-founders here at Sonarhub. In this video, I'm going to present a practical application of analytics in your data center, getting data from the console to the boardroom. So just to set the scene, you may have seen the growing momentum around big data and analytics in the marketplace. And like cloud previously, it's very much an evolving landscape. In the world we live in today, data centers are highly dynamic and complex environments. This presents challenges of maintaining visibility and keeping on top of sprawl, protecting management standards, and being able to make accurate decisions, avoiding inefficiency. All of these things drive cost. To wind back the clock a little, in 2007 I formed an IT consulting company called Extrovert. It's at the front end of the virtualization and cloud revolution. We worked with hundreds of customers, and as part of getting to know them, the first questions were, where are you today? What have you got? How is it doing? The most common response was, and typically still is, we're not totally sure. The environment changes too rapidly, keeping up with the business demands. It's so dynamic. It's so easy to reconfigure and expand. Or conversely, we're too stretched. We don't have the people or the time to get fully skilled or stay fully skilled in the breadth of technologies we have to maintain. So we don't know if we're operating to best practice, how to manage and avoid configuration drift, how to measure what good looks like, and how to evidence it to others in the business. The positive coming from these technology advances was that suddenly there was a lot more data swimming around that you could potentially get access to, but wasn't really being taken advantage of. The first challenges was how to do that in a scalable and agnostic way so that you could interrogate and manipulate data to tell new stories that would address these growing challenges. And the second was to recognize that IT is progressively moving to cloud, and so lightweight, low footprint cloud tools that fit the as a service model were becoming more mainstream versus more heavy, high maintenance on-premise infrastructure. We started developing Sonar with the aim of leveraging the untapped data lakes that had started to form within virtualization, then use it to enable organizations to gain visibility and then be far more proactive in their environments by automating the data capture process and injecting some smarts to the data. In that way, eliminating the time it takes to discover, gather, analyze, and report, which in large environments could be a full-time job. Because of this, there's now a greater dividing line between infrastructure monitoring tools that advise when something is going wrong versus newer analysis tools, which can provide you an abstracted view with guidance to forward plan. Gartner described this shift in focus as the difference between the existing infrastructure monitoring or ITIM market, which has historically had to address more siloed and static technology solutions, versus the emergence of operations analytics or ITOA, which address the newer modular hybrid and cloud environments. Gartner released a publication last year called Market Guide for IT Infrastructure Monitoring Tools, and they described how to prepare for the new landscape and seek out future tools which sort of fit the new world, but also reduce management overhead rather than adding to them. So from that landscape, we delivered Sonar, which is a SaaS-based analytics product focusing today on virtual infrastructure and private cloud environments. It delivers collections of insights and best practices across performance, health, capacity, optimization, configuration, and it's designed to address many of the common challenges and use cases that these environments are now subject to. Its primary objectives are to deliver analytics which enable you to strategically improve and maintain the quality management processes of your systems by enabling you to take a step back and gain better visibility, a more holistic view, enabling you to be able to be more proactive in avoiding issues and technical debt backlog. In this way, a consistently more robust and optimized service can be delivered, with the byproduct being that you can reduce your costs at the same time. The idea is that this sort of tool then not only pays for itself pretty much instantly, but offers multiples of ROI back over time. Today, Sonar aggregates thousands of data points from VMware's vSphere solution, consumable as a management pack, which extends the capability of that technology. Moving forward, you'll also see us releasing packs around SDDC, SDN, and hybrid cloud technologies. But today I'll talk using the vSphere pack as our reference example. Sonar joins the dots between raw data and actionable information. And we've paired it up with our built-in management framework to support and enable best operational practices. In that way, it ensures organizations operationalize and get continual benefit from analytics. Sonar's approach, as I mentioned, is based on the emergence of Gartner's ITOA school of thought. Its premise is that for modern and dynamic IT systems, monitoring and producing data is not enough. It needs environment context and actionable intelligence to help make it smarter to drive that return back into the business. Through customer experience, we've analysed where costs are typically reduced where using Sonar. And although these 5 are all interrelated, they're typically split into direct and indirect costs. The direct costs refer to optimization and efficiency gains, which means organizations can avoid unplanned spend or defer budgeted spend. A number of analysts have shown that typically 30% of the overall annual IT budget is lost on indirect costs such as suboptimal performance, system downtime. And so improving these areas will have a direct impact on TCO. Typical challenges our customers encounter include, what have I got? What patterns and dynamics are we seeing? Where can we optimize? Am I following good practice? Where are my operational standards drifting, increasing my delivery risk? And what's the profile of usage and issues? Our feedback so far is that Sonar helps them get their finger back on the pulse, reduce reactive issues, and zoom out of the weeds and see a wider landscape, creating new perspectives. Gaining accurate information on demand without having to constantly ask technical teams to dig out or create custom scripts. Within organizations, as we've all no doubt experienced, there's a constant life cycle of moving parts and parallel work streams delivering maintenance and change. Every project starts with the need to understand where it's starting from and what the current state looks like. So it needs up-to-date information in order to plan, make the change, and then start the process again. So the challenge for us revolved around the question, how do we help organizations regain proactive control and maintain better transparency and better quality information, which more teams across IT could use to improve service and reduce cost? We broke it down into 3 key technical points which drove Sonar's development. The first was how to fully automate the discovery and collection of data and translate that into actionable information. And so Sonar fully automates the process from discovery, collection through to analysis. And then how do we use that information for continual benefit, solve problems, or even better, avoid problems? Be better equipped to plan for the rolling changes we experience while keeping the most up-to-date information to hand. Sonar management packs aggregate millions of data points, analyze hundreds of metrics, and group these into reports which solve common challenges in our environments. These metrics enable you to baseline and measure, but most importantly, we add context and actionable value, and we call this the what, so what, now what principles. What information are you showing me? So what does it mean to me? Now what do I do about it? And how to get information out of environments and these multi-tabbed sysadmin consoles and make it easily distributable to expand the information envelope, enabling more teams across IT than ever before leverage that data lake and do something high value with it. And Sonar fully packages the output and automates that distribution. This is exactly what Sonar does with no additional tooling or maintenance overhead. It's a sort of a plug-and-play analytics. So simplistically, this is how it works. And these 3 steps are fully automated to make the process of tapping into your data as simple as possible. Being SaaS means no infrastructure, no third-party licenses, databases, backups, and upgrade cycles. So a more technical answer, it consists of a small software app which resides in your environment. By small, it's around 50 meg or so. And the way that we talk to the environments means that it adds little or no overhead to your systems. It has 2 functions. One is the service manager, which is used as portal authentication, set up proxy and NAT configurations if they exist in your environment. The other is the data collector, which is the connection authentication to your specific environments. So for vSphere, you set up persistent connections to your vCenter servers, and it will talk to those environments on a read-only basis and get just what it needs to process any particular report. The sort of raw data includes performance, configuration, capacity, logs, and health data. It compresses and encrypts the data before sending it over HTTPS using an SSL SHA-256 connection. It can connect to multiple environments through one collector, whether the same or different buildings or countries, analyze it and bring it together in one place. Sometimes a second one is deployed, but typically when there are multiple environments in different locations. It's purely used for data transaction, nothing resides on it, and it can be blown away and redeployed in minutes. The portal has two main parts and runs in Microsoft Azure Cloud. The analytics engine is very heavy duty and processes the data, typically in a few minutes, and produces the finished reports to your private portal, and then deletes the raw metadata and notifies you that it's ready. After the initial setup, the portal is where you do everything, and you can access it from any standard web browser on any device. As an example of the breadth and scope, the vSphere Management Pack covers all the modular components in a virtual infrastructure, from VMs, management, networking, physical and logical hosts and storage, and considers a huge number of aspects such as configuration management, operational health practices, security, resource and performance management, environment profiling, and lots more. Sonar for vSphere has over 100 analytics built from over 400 different metrics, grouped into a number of use cases which form a portfolio of detailed reports. Licensing is per management pack, and each management pack is sold per environment on an annual subscription. For example, the vSphere pack is licensed per vCenter management server. This means you can have 1 or 1,000 hosts or 10,000 VMs, and it's still this one same price. The whole idea is that we should be making it a no-brainer conversation for you. One of the reports in the portfolio is a comprehensive 48-point health assessment, which produces a detailed report with this executive summary which gives you a quick snapshot of how the environment is looking overall and on a per component level. It also displays a list of prioritized actions which enable you to focus in on the areas which need attention. Many of our customers use it as a monthly or quarterly tracking metric, a way of providing a quick task list, then evidencing everything is back in order. Beyond the summary, the report goes into a detailed technical analysis on each point, outlining exactly where the issues lie, and providing context and guidance on how to remediate them. Across all the components, it's touching on key aspects of health, capacity, security, best practices, configuration inconsistencies, and operational practices. Going to the other end of the spectrum, a really simple but powerful example is a single analytic from within one of the reports where we help you tackle persistent issues which may be getting lost in the day-to-day activity. We trawl the logs for all the issues that your environment has faced over the past month and then present them back as a top 5 hit list of highest offenders, enabling you to understand which areas are demanding attention, allowing you to focus on resolution and tackle the areas which most need it. Another example of a more periodic review, say every 6 months, is where you can keep tabs on the support and lifecycle of operating systems, enabling the analysis and distribution age of VM operating systems across your environment. Sonar can paint a picture that highlights whether you're reaching end of life on operating systems and where groups for upgrade are identified. Sonar can be asked to drill down to a granular per VM level so you can identify the individual targets, and provides additional flexibility to take that information and export it to a spreadsheet to perform additional analysis if you need to. This is obviously just a taste, so I thought it would be useful to list some of the customer feedback we've had where they've had key questions Sonar's been able to answer. Additionally, one of the nice features is addressing a common challenge around environment architecture and configuration. Typically, the last time we fully document our environment is the day it's architected and commissioned, and then we lose sight of it as it's brought into operational use. So when you want to be able to take that consolidated bird's eye view, sanity check everything is running to your standards or preparing for upgrades, you're left trying to find and export all that information out. Sonar can produce a fully documented architecture of all your vSphere environments, typically in around 15 minutes, and it highlights some of the power within the product. A key point to note is that Sonar is designed as an evergreen model. We get lots of feedback and requests for different analytics, and these are developed and added on a regular basis, so you can expect existing and new packs to continually go wider and deeper. This means that we're continually adding more value for the same cost. I'll now spend a little time showing you around some of the features and functions of the Sonar Portal. Logging into the portal, we can see that we have our home screen. It provides shortcuts to downloading the latest data collector agent, managing licenses, reports, and accessing help and guides. Zooming into the menu navigation, we can see that we have the reports function, which allows us to run reports on demand or on an automated schedule. Management gives us access to our user accounts, and if we have the administrator role, it also allows us to manage other users. There is a granular role-based access system, which is completely customizable, meaning you can tune individual and team access. License management is very straightforward. Once you've bought your license, it's automatically added to your portal. You create a new connection to an environment, and it will flag to the portal that it is an unallocated connection. So all you have to do is select the license and allocate it to the connection. Downloads is the page where you can download the Sonar Agent software app, and Help gives you the ability to raise support tickets directly from within the product or search through the online FAQs. We also have an active feedback alert system. Whenever you're running a report, it will provide real-time feedback as to where things are in the process. So if we take a look at the actual reporting feature, this is the reports screen from where you can open previous reports, send them to individuals or teams, or run new ones instantly or create a new schedule. Selecting one or more reports brings up a taskbar which gives you the options to delete reports, edit their reference, email the report to an individual or group, or download it as an editable Word document or PDF. So you can use them as is or merge the information into other reporting processes within your organization. If we click Run Report, a short 4-step wizard appears. The first step allows you to select the data collector from a drop-down box and then select the connection type. This is the management pack. The third one is the actual environment or vCenter you've made a connection to. Clicking Next brings up a categorized catalog of reports. You can select one or more reports to run and then click Next. This displays a list of users, which the report notification will be automatically sent to, and you can have unlimited users here. Lastly, you get the option to either run the report instantly or create a new schedule. If you create a new schedule, then these reports will be run, and those individuals or teams will be notified each time those reports are ready to view. This means that you can create a schedule of reports and groups throughout your organization to get the information that they need when they need it. We've also introduced Sonar Super-vision. This is a best practice implementation and management framework to ensure you're putting your data to work and help you gain the most from Sonar. This is a scheduling setup template for recommended schedules of running reports and who those reports are typically aimed at. We understand that every organization is different, so the idea is that you customize it as what works best for you. As you can see, the colored bar relates to the primary focus of the report, whether it's capacity, performance, or configuration. And you can see they're tiered across different use cases, ranging from issue resolution on the left, through issue prevention, change planning, and up to the right with management reporting. It also suggests the ITSM role groups to help guide effective information flow and distribution to those who might benefit typically from that information. So it includes support and maintenance, and this includes the technical support, second, third line, configuration, change, release management, maintenance, and problem resolution teams. Operations management includes your ops leads, architects, capacity manager, security and audit officers, and your senior management, your service support and delivery managers, and your head of IT and CTO. So to wrap up, that's an introduction of what Sonar offers in terms of practical analytics for the data center, making information access quick and easy. It's very streamlined, and it's a lightweight tool which, unlike many traditional tools, is not about having to manage the tool, it's all about getting the value of the output and automating the rest. And the great thing is that it's so simple to use, anyone can operate it. But the best feature is that it's largely set and forget. It's about having information delivered to you in a regular and consistent way, not operating a tool. So in some ways you could think of it as your virtual consultant working in the background. Thanks very much for joining me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us on email at sales@sonarhub.com or visit our website sonarhub.com.